Girl, bye-bye!
All right, everyone. Welcome again to another rousing game of Dungeons and Dragons for TGI-Tuesday.
Tyriel's back!
Hey!
Oh lord, we have to deal with Tyriel again.
Oh yeah, Tyriel's back! And you get full force right in the nards!
So what we'll do is we are just going to go right into the storyline. I want to make sure there's ample time for you guys to enjoy the world of Talor today. All right, so you stand defeated. There was nothing you could do. The odds were against you. In a moment of confusion and angst, you did what you felt you had to do. You felt what was right. But it doesn't feel that way now. As you sit in a lone tavern in Nee's Carry in the early hours of the morning, you can see the waitresses, wenches walking around, cleaning up. The old rickety wooden tables, seemingly rotting away, yet still somehow standing. They're lifting them up, sweeping underneath, as you sit against the bar with a young dwarf in front of you, wiping down the counter. People calling him over, he serves them a drink, walks back. The three of you sit and just lean against the bar, heads in your hands, and just deep in thought and reflection for what you had just witnessed. A look of concern comes over the barkeep from time to time. He walks over, or as he walks by, you can tell that he just wishes he could do something to make you feel better. As he goes and grabs a bottle of high-end mead, one of the top shelfers, he walks over. What are you guys drinking? What's each person drinking?
Tyriel has a cranberry juice!
Okay.
Just the life-giving water for me.
And Scott? Or
I
Elliot?
have some. I have a glass of water, but I also take some of as well.
So he runs over, he grabs a top shelf mead. He knows you didn't ask for it, but he refills the juice in 2 waters, ice cold, and after being put in the container with frost salts. And he just kind of pours the glasses, and then pours the mead and throws them down. This one's on the house. He kind of leans, puts both hands down on the bar and leans forward. You know, there's nothing you could have done. You realize that.
Pour him another one!
That still doesn't make it right.
There's been more and more talk around this part of town. They're saying that you've lost your edge.
Nope, they have lost their edge a little bit. You know, I tried to tell them. I tried to warn them before we even started.
You see me extend my my hands and claws appear due to primal savagery as they scrape or attempt to scrape against the bar, and he looks back and he can see they have been somewhat dulled.
And as you begin gazing there at your claws, Elliot kind of just leans back, puts his hand on his belt, and feels the hilt of a lone dagger. The only thing that is left of one of your comrades. You have left in the pits of the cultists.
Well, this is no longer going to slit throats. I guess that's the side of this right now, I guess. But, those two? That was Howard, wasn't it? I'm sure she'll make it
What
out
could
all
we
right.
have done? Nothing.
She's
Nothing.
safe, right?
What's that?
She will be okay, right? Yeah, I'm
As you think
Yeah.
back, as you continue leaning back and touch the hilt of the dagger, you remember the blood-curdling screams and the steel-piercing flesh. The smell of iron as you turn tail and run in one of your least proud moments.
Yeah, she'll be fine. I'm sure she can take care of herself.
Has anyone
Listen.
ever noticed how Tyriel sounds like Gollum in Rumpelstiltskin?
Listen, we're gonna have to close up shop for the night. If you want, the bed for the night's on me, but in the morning, you gotta go. You gotta do something. You can't just sit here and wallow. You two, you're fine. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you. Don't say that. Don't say that, Xander.
She was kind of he just like kind of trails off. Probably shouldn't say that.
But you can't just sit here wallowing.
She liked to slip people the key.
He gives you a confused look.
You know none of her exploits. Well, let me enlighten you before you close up, and he proceeds to beguile him with a tale of wizardry and wonder, traipsing through town, trying to find clues and figure out how to get into. I think it was like a guard's town. What were we trying to get into? I can't remember. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And then how we said how he had thrown a key back and said, "All right, here, just slip him the key." And she goes in there, and all of a sudden, he makes an illusion of blood splattering. The key was slipped.
And quite the slipped key it was. As he continues to, or Tyriel continues to, boldly discuss the glory of the situation, if you want to call it that. The waiter or the bartender kind of seems to slip off and tend to some more customers. A few moments later, you hear the barkeep yell, "Oi, Villig! It's about time to close up. You're gonna need to go home." Just give me a few more minutes. Come on. You hear from the back. As you turn around and look at the rectangular-shaped, tavern, you see all the circular tables made of the rotten wood, and in the back corner, you see a half-elf in very good-looking robes, just noble robes, sitting there with a beer, with an ale, and just leaning over a book, and just pointing at it, and hitting himself on the head. And over time, you can tell that he's just perplexed about something.
I notice him across the room, and I walk to him, and I say, "It appears you've had some misfortune, or at least some thoughts you wish that you could take out of your mind, good sir. Is this seat taken? Maybe we can share stories."
The half-elf looks up, looks at you and just says, "I can handle this on my own. I don't need anyone's help, okay? Please, just leave me be." Go ahead.
And I say, "Well, I thought the same thing a few minutes ago until I saw you here. I was perplexed over something. I honestly cannot handle it myself, if you don't mind hearing the story."
Okay, give me, what we're going to do is this is going to be a persuasion contested roll, okay? He's actually got a DC, so we're going to work with that, alright? So what I need you to do is roll persuasion.
14.
Was it? You said 14? You're breaking up.
14.
Oh, okay, 14. Listen, I don't have time for telling stories, all right? I've got to figure this out. Just got to.
Do I notice what he's reading or trying to solve?
I'll tell you what, give me an investigation. Well, it's more of a... Yeah, give me an investigation check. It's just kind of like you're kind of glancing over. Try and...
1, but it's a 2.
It's 2? Okay, as you're, you know... For some reason, like the heat of the mutton that's been cooking, and some of the smoke just comes over and kind of glazes your eyes. You get smoke in your eyes a little bit, and you try to look over at it, but you just can't make it out.
I smell those, that smell. See Tyriel still sitting there. I lean over to Tyriel and say, he's into that, book shit that you're into. Might have a friend over there.
Give me a perception check, Elliot.
I just had deja vu.
Yeah, give me a perception as you're walking away. Are you walking away back to Tyriel?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead.
That's a 16.
16? Let's do... Okay. You hear a rumble. Very slight. It goes...
That was Tyriel's stomach.
It is his stomach.
Was his stomach?
Tis.
His stomach. I hear it, and I tell Tyriel that he's reading some arcana, or I'm not really sure what it is, but I do order, something light that's fairly cheap but delicious. For the bartender or the tavern keeper.
Oi, well, what is it exactly you're wanting?
He wants a leg of lamb.
Leg of lamb? Well, we have...
I said cheap, Tyriel. That's a little bit much.
Leg of lamb sounds so good right now, though.
Well, the special...
What was the special? You were going to say the special? What is the special?
Well, the special today is some a bit of chopped mutton with some potatoes and green beans. You're looking at about 1 gold.
I don't want your week old ration.
Actually, no.
I want your week old trail rations.
Correction.
Come on now.
Correction.
I want a leg of lamb.
Correction. It's 4 copper. 4 copper. This is a deal, not a fucking. Yeah. I mean, darn.
Have we ate yet?
Have you eaten yet?
Tyriel has, but he is going to order a leg of lamb. Like, seriously, like a really good-looking leg of lamb.
2 silver.
I look at Elliot. It's like you could just transform into a squid and chop off some of your tentacles. Squids regrow them, and
I can do that.
you can turn back into a human.
I can do that. Thank you, though.
Yeah, I think that that's delicious, but I don't know if I want to eat myself. It's a little Maryland dance in there, but
I don't know if there's anything in there.
I'll order 2 of the same. I figure I'm gonna drown my depression in drinks and food, and perhaps we could go get 2 orders and attempt to eat with the guy coming through the book.
Okay, so mark off 8 copper if you're paying for it, Elliot. Are you buying anything, Corann?
No.
Okay, Corann's good. All right, what would you guys like to do? You guys have your food. A couple, as you're after you pay for the food, you see the wenches. They're like rolling their eyes. Oh, this young human lady is just like rolling her eyes, saying, "Oh, come on, do I really have to? I mean, it's almost closing time. Come on. These guys have been through enough. Just give them their food."
Bear.
Oh,
I can slap down 20 silver on the table, and well, how many staff are there?
You can tell there's 2 wenches left and 1 barkeep, and there's probably there's a cook in the back as well, but you can't see him.
Well, he could probably go home. I guess I'll just put 10 silver down and ask the bar for the tavern keep. Is it okay if we just linger just a little bit longer I mean, it's been a rough day.
Now he kind of like looks down at the silver, looks at the wenches. They actually kind of give him a raise their eyebrows and say, and just like as a gesture of, well, for a couple silver, absolutely. So they thank you for your generosity. Yes, we'll keep going for another 15 minutes.
Okay.
Well,
As the
20 minutes.
support. Alright. Corann, do you want to... And, Tyriel, would you want to offer, some food to the gentleman over there coming? Look, I don't know why, but I feel like I just need to know what he's doing.
Corann, are you listening?
No.
Yeah, he spelled beer on his computer, so he's kind of like freaking out.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So what do you like? You have the guy in the corner. They got their food. Do you want to go over there and sit down with them?
Yeah, hold on.
Is what I'm asking.
Yes, sure.
What was that?
Do you want to go sit down with the guy who seems perplexed?
I won't sit down next to him, but I'll stand up against a wall nearby.
So I assume Tyriel's going to come with us since he likes books.
Executive decision. Yes, he is going to come with you, and he's going to just follow your lead.
Alright, so I have 2 plates of food and I got the 2 drinks at the bar, and I walk up to him and say, sorry, I was very forward to asking what you were doing. My name's Elliot, and this is Corann, and this is Tyriel, and I brought you a plate of food. It looks like, a little food for thought, if you will. Food always helps the mind.
Oh, yeah.
Do you mind if we sit with you?
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, you already got him. You're already on his good side now.
Well, you're walking over to him, and he has reintroduced himself, and you're walking with him.
And I have my leg of lamb.
You do.
Ah, yes.
I use the ranch.
And I ordered lamb, and I ordered this guy lamb too, because I heard his stomach rumble.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So as you
I was going to entice him with the leg of lamb rather than give him.
Gotcha. I thought we were going to eat with him, but.
Oh, okay.
Well, you bought 2 meals, Elliot, so it's pretty apparent that
Yeah.
you're giving one to him.
Well, Tyriel's plan is ruined, but he will go over with you.
Hey, no, we're in this together still.
Sounds
just
like-
act hungry, okay?
Sounds like something from the richest man in Babylon as he's eating his greasy meat. Yeah.
That was pretty much what he was going for.
Yeah, I can tell.
He was going to go for a play of that.
You're a dick. It's okay.
I got you.
Okay, so as you walk up and you speak to him, he kind of brushes you off at first, and then you kind of put the plate down and push it towards him just a little bit, as it it doesn't slide smoothly, as the table is still pretty rough and rotted. It kind of tumbles over, and
Tyriel gets really annoyed and prestidigitations the table right in front of it to make it smooth enough for it to slide.
perfect. It slides over to him.
No.
You see a look of almost surprise of surprise come over this guy's face. He's like, what is it you want? Can't you see I'm still busy?
Oh yeah, what's that?
It's my work. You need nothing to do with it.
Oh, what do you do? I'm a scholar myself.
Okay, go ahead and give me a persuasion roll. But because Elliot, you're helping him with it with the food. I need a here, Ryan. Use a DM dice. Use a DM dice.
No, it's a
Why am I
trick.
doing that?
Roll
It's like you want me to fail this roll. I don't
roll
get
with
it.
advantage.
The DM wants me to fail this roll. I'm so sad. Alright, let me see. I rolled this die and. Okay. Okay, you got to give me a second. First die roll. Let's go ahead and roll these real quick.
Yeah, so roll 2d20. You have 50 dice there.
Yeah, you know what, Scott? Alright, so, and that was, what was that again?
Persuasion roll.
Persuasion, that is... Persuasion, that's an 18.
Okay, 18. He, Villig looks down at the food, looks up at Tyriel, who is now just Vanna Whiting his big leg of lamb. And he can tell that the food that Tyriel has isn't as expensive, or is more expensive than what he's got, but just thank you. Have a seat. Have a seat.
So, what you working on?
And I'm working on a case.
A case of measles? A case of chicken pox?
No.
A case of the chicken versus the farmer? What you got?
No, I wish it were that easy, because that doesn't even make sense. But I'm working on the former Jarl.
Right when he says that doesn't make sense, he just Tyriel kind of just leans over to Elliot and says, "Not a lawyer."
The former Jarl of Neegs Carry has been murdered. Well, I think he's been murdered. No, I'm convinced he's been murdered, but everyone thinks he just died naturally. But I don't think so. I think he was poisoned. And I'm trying to figure out who did it.
Well, we are pros at death. Natural and unnatural. We've seen it all.
Why does that not surprise me or make me feel any better about my discussion with you?
I'm old. Lots and lots of dungeon delving. Lots and lots of death.
That's
Comes with the territory.
That's fair, but I don't think that you guys, I know you won't be able to help me with this. It's too intricate, too.
That is what we're here for.
What is it you're pointing at in the book? It seems
Thank you.
stumped, though.
As he kind of looks over and gives you just still an uneasy look. It's the type of poison that I feel may have been used to kill the Jarl.
To kill the Jarl?
Yes, the Jarl of Neegs Carry.
Cool. What kind of poison?
It's made from the blood thistle.
No.
Blood thistle.
Hey.
Don't we know about that already?
Yeah, we know. You guys should know about those poisons quite well.
It's something that we wait. You know about this?
We knew about blood thistle poison, yes.
Yeah, we were down there taking on the cult of what? What was it? Oh, cult of not Xanathar. Wait, Xanathar, yeah. No, not Xanathar.
It was,
the cult of
Malintok.
Not Malatok.
He's kind of like.
Code of what? Start with a Z.
Zimbabwe.
It's called.
Zilok.
God dang it. No.
He's looking just more and more confused and just wondering if you guys are all right in the head as you just.
We have killed so many bad people. It's hard to keep track.
And you've killed a few good people too, as well.
It's collateral damage. You know what I'm talking about. That's probably what your king was, anyways.
That's partly why our blades and claws have been dulled.
Give me an intelligence roll. Let's say, Corann, can you give me an intelligence roll?
No.
Just for recollection purposes. If not, I'm going to let you guys continue wondering.
Intelligence. Oh, Lord.
Oh, I can actually pull it up. I know what it is. I just can't.
Now it's gonna kill me. Right
Oh,
until we
18.
end this.
18, okay, cool. It was a cultist of Zargon.
Zargon. That was
Zargon,
Zargon.
yes. Alright, and the blood thistle plant, that was a high enough roll to where I'll tell you that they had a blood thistle field that they were using to distill the plant down into the baju to, essentially keep everyone in alignment, give them that stuff behind their ear. And keep everyone just following their orders.
That thing just rolls.
And that's where you guys got attacked by a purple worm, too. That was great. Who got swallowed by that worm and cut his way out? I can't remember. I think
It was Q?
Well, was
Q, I think.
Was it Q? He just literally
It seems like all the dramatic stuff happens with Q.
That's pretty badass. Okay. All right. So anyway, I don't know what you're talking about, this Zargon character, but
Where does blood thistle come from?
I'm not 100% sure. I believe
Oh,
it comes
cool.
from
We
somewhere.
know where it comes from. that's what the cultists were harvesting to create poison out of. You're probably dealing with the cultists of Zargon yourself.
Cultists of Zargon. I just know that it comes from the desert. That's all I know. That's all I've been able to find out.
Underneath the desert.
We got. Well, but,
Underneath.
I have to look at Tyriel at this point. Show him your little package. Show him the story.
Well, and regardless, I feel like he was poisoned. And I don't know who to blame for it. And everyone tells me that I'm crazy, and the new Jarl Wilhelm has just told me just to stop worrying about it. As soon as he came into power, he just told me he fired me.
Yeah, we
He
go.
said, get out of here. And ever since then, I have been
There we go.
obsessed. I know there's something going on. I just can't put my finger on it.
All right, well, take us. Let's go. Let's go investigate this.
Go investigate.
Yeah. Let's go. Walk us through it. Let's go.
I don't even know you. I don't even know if I can trust any of you.
You can. Let's do this. You got any other choice? I mean, no one else trusts you. No one else is gonna help you. Hey, what if we're trying to screw you?
Give me another
You're in
persuasion check.
You're in no worse place.
Give me a
I have
persuasion
to agree
check.
with our friend Tyriel here.
It's not going to be difficult because this guy is like really down on his luck and he's feeling like crap. And
No, it's not a D20. It's a D12.
you still with us, Scott?
16.
Yep, I'm there trying to get my
That's a D16.
Snapchat filters for Xander there.
You said
Oh,
16.
this has got to be a D20. That's 16. I gotta make sure I find a D20 really quick. That's 14.
No, he has dice.
Holy crap, that's another D16. Okay, I guess a D20 did not come in here.
Hey, Ryan.
No, I have a D20.
I got a dice for you.
Yeah, well, I got a punch in the face.
Don't.
I was about to say, I got the dice, man. I got the dice. But, all right, cool.
All right, here we go.
I'll roll for Ryan. Oh, it's in that one.
Absolutely.
No, it's a 7.
Oh, that's even worse. No,
That is even worse than a 1.
that's way worse than the one. That's just embarrassing. Embarrassing, especially with all my bonuses.
There's the D20 right there to the right.
I know there is. I'm looking for the best one though.
But
This is a
just roll the
D7.
yeah, it's DCC dice.
I'll take your 7.
What is it?
He's got a 2. He rolled a 2.
You rolled a 2?
He rolled a 2.
Let me roll my other die though.
Whoa.
That's
No,
19.
yeah,
That's better.
The
I'll
two
take
stands.
the 19.
The 2 stands.
Stands on what?
He just looks at you.
You
and
make no
feels-
case.
He feels more offended. Listen, all right. Look, I didn't ask for your help in the first place, so just don't sit here and demean me. Everyone else in this town has done that. I've already lost my friends. They've already just said the heck with you, Philly. And I'm just look.
We lost our friend too to a bloody, stabby, screamy death. It was a very sad moment. Get over yourself. Come on now. We'll investigate it without you if you don't help. We're intrigued now.
Xander's first dice roll. He picked up a die and rolled it.
Have we both know that the Baju...
He rolled a 20.
The blood thistle, can cause
Don't
bad
put it in your
things.
mouth.
We do
I
believe
got
that
it.
is a very good source of poison, though. We've dealt with it in the past, and if you need help, we can definitely aid you.
Can you say dice?
Okay, you give me a
No.
persuasion check too.
Oh, you rolled a 20, dude.
I think that's a 1.
That's a 1?
Isn't it? Or is that 20? Oh, it might be a 20.
No, that's
I
a
just
20
saw the
because there's a 1.
Yeah. Yeah, you
Good job, buddy.
Was it?
chip off the old block.
3?
He rolled a 1. All right, so so you beat it anyway. Well, maybe having a little bit of help wouldn't hurt. All right, I'll clue you in, but look, I don't have a lot that I can give you for this, and there's nothing really that I don't have much anymore. So I can't. I just don't know how I'd even pay you for your help.
No, we loot. Don't worry. than yourself, and we'll get paid. Don't worry about that.
Well, looting aside, I've got a little bit of savings, so maybe I might be able to give you a little something for your time and trouble. And
Yeah, we'll take
maybe
everything
just
you got.
The understanding that you helped someone solve a murder might also help.
Warm and fuzzies.
So
Got them all over.
You said something about this B word. You said this B word numerous times.
Baju.
Baju?
What is baju?
Baju is an addictive drug that drives the mind crazy, and you basically conform to cultists.
You want to try it? I got some.
Do you still have some?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Tyriel
I
took
still
a
have some
vial
of the
it
black
and
liquid.
Or Tyriel hid his at the very beginning and didn't actually put it on himself. He still has it. He's never done anything with it.
Okay. He says, let me see that.
No! It's addictive. Didn't you hear?
Well, I'm not going to use it. I just want to see it.
Okay.
Takes it from you, kind of like looks at it. That smell is very familiar. It's very familiar. He starts flipping through his notes, flipping furiously through his notes. This right here. It's an irony smell, more of an acidic type
You
thing.
get this right?
This may have been it. What you said that they put this? How do they use this? This baju.
Baju.
Hands it back to you.
They put it behind their ear and they get addicted to it, and then they're very complacent and they'll do whatever the cultists say.
Or whatever Tyriel says.
You can see his. You can see his face just all of a sudden just amazement comes across his face. That's. I noted before they buried him that there seems like almost like burn marks behind the ears or some discoloration of some sort. You said that it's used behind the ears.
Yeah, boils, warts.
Just
Yep,
writing
that goes there.
furiously.
That pops up there. Yep, that's it.
Just writing furiously, kind of like looking through. About 4 minutes later, you hear the barkeep. Gentlemen, we gotta close up in 4 minutes. Need you guys to. I appreciate your donation, or the tip, but you're gonna have to leave in 4 minutes. Okay. Just give me a minute. Just keeps writing furiously. Okay. All right. I think I've got it. I think I might have something. So, this baju, it makes them. You said follow directions or become complacent.
Yes.
Everyone noticed that the Jarl, he became very complacent. He didn't want to do anything. His eyes were kind of glossy, and he just kind of stared. They kind of got darker, and he just that makes sense. That could be it. But then the Jarl.
Did this happen by chance to happen at the college? We went there, it seems like months ago. But thought we were in a tree, and Tyriel thought it would be funny to shoot a firebolt off. When he hit the tree,
Oh no, you burned the whole
black
tree
liquid.
village down. You burned the whole tree village down.
So it's infecting the land. All right.
Well, I'm not sure if that's related or not.
Trees grow back.
I don't know. I've heard tales of black fluid and the weeping trees.
I have some of the black fluid right here.
Is there no end to this? The same smell. The same smell. This is it. This is it. Okay. Okay. Oh, and he starts writing furiously in his own skin. After about 2 more minutes of him just going absolutely nuts, here's here. Do you mind if I split some of the sample just a little bit?
No.
Take a
just put it
drop.
in his mouth.
Drop is fine. He gets out a little flask. He hands it back to you. Here you go. He caps it, kind of like shakes it a little bit, swirls it, puts it in his pocket. Okay. All right. Okay. The Jarl. We have to ask the Jarl. But he's not gonna want it. Okay, I think I may have a crazy idea that the Jarl knows exactly what's going on. Wilhelm took over as soon as the other Jarl was kicked out. I don't know how, I don't know why. He came out of nowhere. There was no, rallying of people. There was no local who came in to, who stood up and said, I'll take over. No. Wilhelm was from nowhere. No one knows where he's from. The Jarl. Is there any way that you can gain access to the Jarl and find out what he knows?
The Jarl?
I mean, we don't know that you're all like that.
Sure!
Hey, you do not. You do not know the Jarl?
We can figure out who he is. Shouldn't be that hard. Which Jarl? The one that just, succeeded? The one that died, or what?
Succeeded. I think he was placed. But yes, that Jarl.
Most likely, but hey. Let's go!
Well, do you know anything about him? Where he is? What he does? Or, I mean, there's...
You're leading the way, aren't you?
Oh, I could, but I am more the brains. I don't have brawn, and if I get into a fight, I'm very, how do they say this over there in North Shore? I'm squishy. Or North's Edge. I'm squishy.
Oh, so am I. It's our curse, but guess what? Suck it up, Nancy, we're going in!
So if we were to find Wilhelm, what shall we do with him? Are we just trying to see what he's doing? Are we spying on him? Or
You may
what's the
need...
game plan?
You can try going up and getting an audience with him, but the locals have been trying to get an audience with him for months now, and he refuses anyone who steps up. Says everything that we have to say is not important. The farmers are unable to get their crops planted because of soil problems that the Jarl could take care of with just bringing some extra soil from from different areas of Talor. Bye, I love you. But he just refuses to hear anything. So you may have to use a different approach.
Bye. I love you.
Keep my charger
But when we
on.
talk to Wilhelm, if we succeed talking to him, what exactly are we looking for?
You just need to find out what he knows. I know that he knows something. If he's not behind it all. I think he has something to do with the murder of our Jarl. And he or whoever is responsible needs the answer for it.
That's who we'll find.
May Azura have mercy on their soul.
Mercy is not our forte. This guy knows what I'm talking about. Get him!
All right. So that is where we are at. He has convinced you. He is not going with you. He's staying there. He's more of the. He just refused to go. He ain't having it. So, what would you guys like? Go ahead and discuss what you think you can do. What you guys want to do. It is now 2:00 in the morning. You have a free bed for the night. What would you like to do?
Go to bed. We can talk in the morning.
We could take a rest and, yeah, exactly. It's been a rough day, honestly.
I will meet you here at first dawn. We can be at the same table and we can kind of go over figure out what we can do. Figure out a plan.
But I usually don't get up until like the second or third dawn, so can we push it back a little bit?
He looks at you and goes, No! No! We can't do that. Tomorrow at dawn, I'll meet you here. He slams his book shut, picks up his thing, and says, Thank you very much for the meal. It's much appreciated.
For sure.
And he actually walks up and into the area where there's rooms, because he's staying here as well, apparently. There you go. All right. Just tell me what you guys like to do. If you guys want to hit the hay and wake up, fast forward.
Fast forward till morning now. We can go CD by.
Elliot, anything else you'd like to do before you go to bed?
Nope, not tonight.
Okay. So you guys have a eventless night. The next morning, you just wake up to the smell of burning, well, not burning, but a pan and eggs and just the wonderful smell of like a bountiful breakfast. You know they're cooking something real good downstairs. So you guys are able to head downstairs if you'd like to. You know, you're able to get all dressed, get your armor on, and you head down. And as you head down, you do see that Villig is in the spot exactly where he said he was going to be.
Cool.
You slept.
Cool.
So predictable. He doesn't know anything about changing up the routine, does he?
No, I don't.
No, not you. Vilga.
And
Vilga Thornton.
some type of juice. And I sit at the table with him.
All right.
Good morning.
Oh, good.
Sleep well?
Good morning, adventurers. It's good to see you again. I thought I didn't sleep last night. You can tell he's got bags under his eyes, and his eyes are glazed over. He's very kind of like almost nodding off as he's talking, but I figured it out. So the Jarl. I walked around the Jarl's palace last night, and I found that there was a way that he was not letting people in. He hasn't let people in for months now, but there is a sewer area where you could get in order to get to his quarters. And he kind of like sketches out a really rough map. And says, if you go here and you open up, there shouldn't be a guard there, and then you can go in and you can get to the Jarl's quarters. But the thing is, I don't know how you would talk to him. I don't know how. I didn't think that far ahead. I just don't know. I don't know if this is a good idea.
Nope, horrible idea. Let's do it.
Thank you.
That's how all the best adventures start.
With horrible idea. But if you were going to do it, then I can distract this guard, and he kind of draws a little map and shows that there's a wall around the palace, and he can distract a guard, and he can sneak through the gate there, and it'll bring you right around to where you can go into the sewer area, and it brings you right into the Jarl's quarters. Very, very simple.
Well,
Not much protection for a Jarl, huh?
A majority of his
extra
protection.
shit, sounds like.
That's a good point, but the majority of the protection is on the front side.
Well,
Okay. Well, thank you, and we will go ahead and get this ball rolling. You'll know when we need you again.
But don't you want me to try to distract the guard?
No.
Tyriel's a distraction. Nothing to say.
Yeah, we don't need you. And he just all of a sudden he just waves his hand and casts a minor illusion that just makes his face appear right above him. We got it.
All right. Okay. So he says, well, okay, well, if there's anything that you need, if you need me to do anything, and he hands you a sending stone.
Yeah.
And he has the other side of it. So if you need anything, you're able to kind of
And
send him a message.
Elliot still has a sending stone, right?
I think Elliot
Wasn't
had
it?
a long time ago.
Yeah, I think Elliot and Tyriel both have sending stones that they can talk to each other with.
oh yeah.
Ooh, you don't say.
Okay. So
He's so cute.
you do know that the Jarl's palace is about a 10-minute walk through the city. He gives you the directions, and it's very simple to find. So as you guys are walking through through the streets of town, you can see that there's some shopkeepers set up on the side with just their little tables. pitching their wares, selling their crops, as well as some sweet
They're
cakes.
flea
and
market
things like
items.
that. Flea market items, exactly. Smart ass. And now, after a 10-minute walk, you actually come up to the Jarl's palace. It's not so much a palace as much as a really, really big house. It does have 3 stories.
Well, I mean, on the way there, since you said it was pretty crowded.
There's a decent amount of people in the city. Yeah.
Okay, let's discuss the plan, guys. All right, so how are we gonna meet the Jarl? We got a Jarl that doesn't want anyone to talk to him. How do you get a Jarl that doesn't want anyone to talk to him out of the palace or of the longhouse or whatever?
Let's say log house. That's fine.
Longhouse?
Longhouse. That's fine. Yeah, it's more like a longhouse than anything.
Same way you do any man. Bait. Which one of y'all is the best crossdresser?
Bait, fire, kidnapping. Ooh,
right, Tyriel
my
says
favorite,
she's-
public disturbance.
Tyriel, since you have the thinnest hips, I nominate you.
The opposite of jailbait.
What am I? How? Oh yeah, I can do that. Actually.
Out of the trash.
Yeah, go ahead. You guys discuss. Sorry.
I mean, we could just, force them to talk. I don't know. Maybe that's a bad idea, but
Get in there. Yeah.
I don't think us cross-dressing's gonna. I mean, I don't have the hips for it.
So I will tell you that you guys are living in a
But you got the
time.
legs.
You guys are living in a time to where you would have to be really damn good unless you had a spell like Q had. Unless you had that spell, it's gonna be really hard to convince people because you have to literally be alone. This is a time where that is not a big thing. They don't understand.
Oh no!
Cross-dressing.
I mean, we're spitballing ideas
We'll
here.
just convert them into being homosexual.
I mean, can we just tell them that we're, extremely powerful and we're gonna talk to him regardless if he wants or not?
That's the basis of a good
You
idea.
could always just show up in direwolf form.
Oh, what if a Trent came to talk to the Jarl? That sounds like something any Jarl would come out for.
Yeah.
Oh, and then what if he was blinded by a flashing light and we abducted him? Oh, okay, maybe just talk to him.
Or a person with his feet frozen to the ground if he gets the other side.
I mean, both are impressive. I'm just saying.
Oh, you're either going.
You know?
You're either
If
going
I'm
to be
frozen there,
in.
he can't kick me out. He's gotta talk to me.
Oh, you'll either be an envoy or you'll be a protester. One of the two. Whichever side you get, you'll get the Jarl's attention. What are you going to be protesting? What are you going to be protesting that the Jarl would have to speak up for? Speak up in defense of.
No, we're not going
It's
outside.
very good. Hey, go there. I mean, the land is tainted still. And we fed that.
How
Maybe I
bad
can
is?
convince him that I can cure the land, which I could, with enough time. Maybe all for a favor.
You're not moving until the Jarl grants you an audience to talk about saving the land. Oh, that sounds good. But what if he doesn't want to save the land?
Like, from your conversation, you can tell that a lot of the complaints that these people have been bringing are not are not something that he wants to deal with, but maybe there's a way you can make it more persuasive. You're on a good track. I like it.
I mean, if we have a solution and we can provide it, it only benefits him, but I get what you're saying. Maybe he doesn't want the land to be cured.
The question then becomes, what does the Jarl want?
Jarl? Well, if we're correct, he wants the return of Zargon.
Or
So what could Zargon give the Jarl?
Well, he's under the control of Baju.
Why don't we just tell them to Baju? Why don't we just put a rumor out there that there's more Baju?
Now, the prior
Baju trade?
The prior Jarl was under the influence of Baju. You don't know about
Oh,
this.
that's right. The
That's
one that died
prior.
was under Baju. Was under
You don't know about this guy. You have no idea.
Still, spread the rumor that there's a Baju reappearing and see if the Jarl does anything about it or comes out.
Being a
With
member,
Baju dealers.
Tyriel does have a sample. He could have gotten it off of somebody.
Oh, what was that thing? Oh, yeah, this would make it glorious. I'll give it to Elliot. Give me a intelligence roll.
Fan.
Straight intelligence. Yeah,
You
that's
say
kind of smart.
fan.
23.
Fan.
23. You remember that you still have cultist robes.
Oh, I didn't knew that.
Oh, you did? Oh, never mind. All right, Ryan already knew that.
I'm sorry. I was thinking about that, but I didn't think that would be like a wise idea.
I don't know. I don't know what's going to be a wise idea. You guys are literally going in bare, not knowing much. So I'm just throwing it out there.
I figured if that's the way you want to go, we do have 3 robes, but all 3 don't have to wear it.
Which already
Maybe
all
we
want to do.
caught a cultist, and we would want to maybe we could tell them that we caught a cultist and will only hand them over if we speak to whatever his name is.
Yep, this is
Oh,
Jarl
we
will
caught
help.
that man dealing
Will
drugs.
help.
We caught him dealing drugs.
Really?
The cultist. Well, I'm the one that looks the worst off, so I guess it'd be me.
But do you want to just say that we caught the cultist and we'll only hand them over if I went to talk to Wilhelm?
That's a better idea.
I don't want to get you thrown in prison, but I also want to see his reaction when we say we have him. You have the robe.
Yeah, you don't have a robe if you get caught in prison.
No. You'll be good.
I mean, the key slipper is gone, but it's still in my belt loop. Thank you, Tyriel.
I'm thinking that I really like the Trent idea.
We could always rough you up so you look like a person that's been on Baju for quite a while.
I could rough you up with the point of my finger.
Well, if you
could
want
I.
to try, that could be plan A. And maybe you could throw some, black juice or something on it. It'd be like the cash crop.
Yes, we'll
Exactly.
soak him in it. And thistle juice.
Yeah, I mean, we have, just so you guys are aware, we do have time. So just continue figuring out what you like to do, and we'll move from there. Don't feel like you have to rush.
Well, all right. So Tyriel likes the idea of the Trent / protester approach because that seems like either one would probably get at least some kind of attention from the Jarl, especially if the protester was because we have sent numerous complaints to the Jarl that we have caught a cultist selling drugs and he would not, and nobody was responding or something like that.
That's good.
I mean, because either way, your fate coin helps us.
Traitor.
If it works. What's our chant gonna be? I got a cool chant though.
Nice.
Alright, I like the Tyriel as a druggie idea.
Always a valid point. You guys just decide what you'd like to do.
Tyriel could be a druggie anyway.
Alright, so it's Tyriel the druggie idea. We're gonna go with that.
Did you catch that last part? Johnny boy?
Corann?
The,
The last part.
Go ahead, Scott.
Where?
where Tyriel was saying that they call it a drug, that the guards are not doing anything about the drug dealers.
We're not doing anything about drunks?
Drug
Drug
dealers.
dealers.
Oh, they're not doing anything about drug dealers?
All right, so I think we should maybe find a place that Tyriel can dress in cultist uniforms and disguise
So
himself.
she's minor illusion.
And then you guys,
He's got the
when the Jarl comes out, you can bring him there, and then we can spring a trap.
Alright.
Hey, can't prestidigitation do the opposite of clean?
Yes, it can soil.
Yeah.
Could cut up one of the robes and say we've already. Well, I don't know if he's on their side or not. I don't know. We could say that we've already got one, but he got away to be able to snatch one of the robes off. He's running naked.
That's an interesting idea as well.
I don't know, just a thought. We're good with one, I guess. We're good with one. That's probably overthinking it.
You guys do whatever you want to do.
I don't know. It all sounds fun. It all sounds like it's going to have horrible outcomes, which sounds great. All right. So yeah,
Whatever.
what was your idea one more time, just to make sure I got it?
I don't figure out it now.
Something about soil. Something about using prestidigitation to make him look like he'd been beaten up or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, to make his robes tattered and everything. Yeah. Yeah, he could definitely do that. He'll tear up the robes and everything while you guys are gone and make himself look all beat up. But we got to find a place that you guys would store a cultist.
Or we could just, shackle you, or
How about at the storage area
why
of
not
the bar?
just take you?
Storage area of the bar is what Corann said.
Storage area of the
Yeah,
bar?
Yeah, where they keep all the caskets.
Caskets, you mean?
Yeah, the barrels.
I'm about to say caskets. That's not a bar. That's Dampay's terrain.
Yeah, that works for
Whoa. Hi.
who wants to be the cultist? Or just
Ryan.
the cultist?
Ryan's gonna be the closest person that can fit their criteria.
All right, let's settle then. So Corann and I guess are going to the.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You guys are going to the longhouse.
Let's go.
And
Oh wait, we gotta find it. We gotta. Okay, so yeah, Tyriel will head back to the bar, and then he'll head down to the basement.
Oi, you're not allowed to go in there. What are you doing?
Oh, I thought that was the bathroom. Sorry.
The
He goes
bathroom.
over and says, "Keep him out of the basement" to the detective dude, and then he walks into the bathroom, casts invisibility on himself, and walks downstairs.
Okay. What the hell just happened? I don't know, but it looks like you have a customer over there. I think you need to take care of them. Oh, I don't know what the fuck's going on. All right. What is it you need, Lass? And he just kind of like, he literally is like, okay, you know what? I got to get back to work. So, give me a sync check just so I know how loud you're being. Because, invisibility is one thing I seem to know how thump you are. Obviously, there's no disadvantage because of armor. Which
No.
makes it better.
All right. 14.
I'm gonna say 14 is fine. Let me say a 1. Oh yeah, 14's fine. So you're able to get to the basement, no big issues. It's very apparent. Okay, so
I'll use our earpiece to make sure, and if they tune them. Are you set? You good?
Yeah, I'm good to go.
Oh, you have sending stones. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Okay, so let's do this. All right, so Tyriel, you're there. So let me make sure I understand. You are going to tie your robes, prestidigitation, soil yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, take a dump on yourself. Yes. Okay, cool. That sounds good. So, and you're gonna stay there as if you're locked up. Because remember, there's no lock on the door or anything.
Yeah, no, he's gonna just kind of like curl up in the corner type deal, like he's out.
Like drunk out? Oh, like drunk.
No, like, you know, like he's knocked out.
Sure.
Like he uses his mage hand to help him tie himself up a little bit, but nothing like super tight.
Okay.
Yeah, don't make it too tight there, too. Yeah, we're on the same page for sure.
All right. Sure. All right. So, Corann and Elliot, what would you like to do?
We are headed to the Jarl.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Are you dressed up as a Trent?
No, I don't think we're doing the trip. We're just going to attempt to get the Wilhelm to come out to say we have a cultist, and we'll only hand him over if he agrees to talk to us.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So you guys are walking down the street. You know, you pass the vendors and everything, and they're pitching their wares. Oi, sir, come over. You gotta try my honey cakes. Come on, try them. And you know, you go through a very busy part of town, and you get to the R's longhouse. You can tell that you know, he was right. Villig was right. There is only a big wall about 7 feet high, made of clay, that is going around the entirety of the longhouse and allowing for a backyard. There is a side gate kind of out towards the back with only one guard, and there are numerous guards, about 15, standing out front, right? Spears, in position, just standing. And as you guys are approaching the longhouse, you see a person, and the longhouse itself is basically just a big, log cabin-like structure, 3 stories high, very large, about 50 feet back, and it's, you know, it has the flag of Neeg's Carry there, which is a serpent that's kind of on the flag. A serpent that is wrapped around a star. So, so as you guys are walking up to the longhouse, you notice that you hear the door open, a large wooden door kind of creak open, and a short dwarf a short human in full plate armor, chink chink chink, clinks out, turns around, and keeps talking to someone who seems to be on the inside of the door. He seems to be kind of looking over a piece of parchment, kind of like looking over, nods, walks away. He clinks down, clinks past you guys, and just kind of like gives you a look of, what the hell are you looking at, as he walks by. Yeah, you guys are in front of the longhouse, guards galore, and door is still cracked open a little bit for now, but what would you like to do?
If we did the knock route, I believe. Think they're Corann? I left the door cracked. I don't know if that's an
What you say?
invitation or not.
Say that again, Scott?
Oh, sorry. So I see they left the door cracked, but I don't know if that's an invitation to walk in or not, but shall we knock?
Sure.
As you guys are kind of walking up, there's two guards that are on either side of the staircase of the longhouse. And as you kind of walk up, just heads down, all of a sudden you hear shh, and both of them point their spears directly at you. State your business.
We're here to have a proposal for Wilhelm. Is it a chance we could talk to him?
He
That's
thrusts.
something that definitely.
He thrusts his spear close to you and says, "You'll call him Jarl."
My apologies. We have something that Jarl would be quite interested in knowing more about. We'd like his. Is it possible to talk to him?
You look at him and he looks at you and gives you kind of like a nee look. It says, "The Jarl is busy. He doesn't have time for the likes of you. He's got important business, savvy?"
Well, found some Baju. Are you familiar?
Baju, he looks over at the other guard and says, "This fucker's making up words now."
Okay. The blood thistle. Are you familiar with that term?
Well, he takes us for a fucking scholar or something. They both start out bust out
Alright,
laughing.
have you heard of the cultist of Zargon?
All of a sudden they both stop. Jarl ain't taking any visitors. I suggest you leave.
Well, you tell the Jarl that we have one of his cultists, or a cultist, assuming by that book. We would like to talk to him. As a high-ranking cultist at that.
Give me a persuasion check.
I should let Corann take over.
No, you're the one talking.
Alright.
Yeah.
And now, what I want you to do though is I want you to make a persuasion check. But also, if you want to say anything else, tell me, because it's not just about the roll.
I rolled a 14.
Okay.
And I'll just leave it at that, actually. Just again, we want to speak to Jarl, and just tell him what we told you.
All of a sudden he hears Tyriel in his ear. "Hey! You guys there yet? What's going on?"
I start scratching my ear, and then I realize maybe I should start rubbing where the Baju would go, just to see if they notice that that's like an addict itch.
Let's see if they actually notice it. They're too busy talking to each other. You can tell they're kind of like, they move closer. Spears still pointed at both of you.
And then I look at Corann and I can't believe we made it here. And then kind of jiggle it to make my little stone thing to make a whole bunch of noise to hurt Tyriel's ear.
It's like, hey, you jerk! Don't you forget to flip your coin! Don't you go anywhere if they deny you! You show them what for! You're not leaving without the Jarl! You tell him, not leaving without the Jarl!
Whatever y'all want to say.
I look at Corann and like, really turn into a treat?
Yeah, I speak in Druidcraft, and I was like, it might be easier.
Druidic, you mean?
Yeah.
Druish.
I'm not leaving here until I speak.
And just take the coin out of your pocket and roll it in your fingers
Flip
menacingly.
it. Flip, even if you got a quarter. Flip it.
Jeez.
Do it.
This is gonna be freaking epic if he fails it. If he gets a freaking tails, it's gonna be beautiful.
This is gonna be awesome.
It really would. All right, I'm gonna use the phone. This is up. This is down.
Wait, well,
All right.
what? You gonna flip your phone?
On the couch. This is it. I said, I'm not leaving here until I talk to the Jarl and him down. Feet are just frozen to the steps.
Oh.
So he's frozen.
They're like, yeah. So he's literally frozen to the ground. They all of a sudden they jump back. What the fuck is that?
I look, as you can see, we really need to speak to the Jarl.
All of a sudden you
Or
hear a
should we
voice
do-
in your ear.
Or
Froze yourself to the ground, didn't you?
I take
Yeah.
I take a random coin from my pocket. I was like, or should we flip another coin and see what happens? You saw what happened to him when he flipped it.
Okay, give me an intimidation check. That's good. I like that.
Ah, shit.
I like that. Give me a yeah, absolutely.
Intimidation, my ass.
It's gonna be good.
9.
The only thing I'm worried about is is something happening to you.
I flip the coin, and it's my fake coin.
Oh, the fake coins are
I would shake
flying.
my head again and say, we will not leave here.
Felicia.
Uncle Frank, we ain't live without that there, y'all.
Heads.
I can't leave.
Ooh. No, you can flip it again. I'll give you another flip.
No, I failed.
Failed? Okay, so
I
you're
forget what my fail was.
you officially are in a hole in the ground.
Oh,
Your
okay.
feet, yeah, you basically, you literally, all of a sudden,
You're
the
both
entirety
frozen
of the
to the
stairs
earth.
collapse, and this ground just like all of a sudden crumbles and covers you back up, and you're literally underground right now.
And I muffled again. Do you want me to keep flipping? The next one could be you. I'm serious. I'm serious. Just to see their reaction. Yeah, I'm gonna say that.
Okay, give me an intimidation, but it's gonna be a disadvantage. But this could be epic. I don't know.
That big
This
my
could,
ass.
it could be something where they're sitting there like,
A disadvantage.
shit. Their rolls are
16 and 18.
Oh, nice.
They rolled a 13 and a 3.
Yes.
Woo!
Oh,
Okay, give me a second here.
Yes.
Never thought I had to bluff my way with that fucking fake.
Okay. Okay.
Good.
So as you all of a sudden are sucked into the earth, the stairs crumble beneath the guard that was on your side. And all of a sudden his legs kind of go down, and his legs are right here, or like are literally right next to you. Like, so it's him above ground, and his hips down are like right next to you. And you actually take your sword, or well, you have a scimitar, don't you?
A skinny?
Druids don't really like metal, so.
Oh yeah, your nails. You take your nails and kind of start, jabbing him in the leg when you say this, and then all of a sudden, as you do that, the other one he looks up at the other one, and the other one just kind of like looks at him like, what the? His feet are frozen to the ground with you, Elliot. It actually spread to him. He's like,
Oh,
fuck, I can't fucking move.
Ah, yes. Yes.
Okay. God forbid. All right, you take him in to see the Jarl. I'm done with this. Shh, bullshit. How the hell am I gonna get? And how the hell are you gonna get in to see the Jarl? Either of you. Just dig them out or do whatever. Whenever they get out, you can go fucking see the Jarl. I'm done with this shit. I'll let him deal with it.
Can I
Yes.
get an insight check to see what their reaction was when I said cultist? I know they gave me a reaction, but was it like a scared reaction? Or was
Sure.
it a surprised reaction? Or
Absolutely. So give me an insight check, and I'm going to do a deception check to counter. So give me 2 insight checks. Roll the first one.
Alright. I
This
just
book-
rolled it with an advantage, and it was 8 and 14.
8 and 14. Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that one passes. The other one does not. All right, so the one on Corann's side, you can't tell anything, but you did notice that the eyes of the guard next to you, when he looked back and then looked towards you with the side glance, were very thin, denoting fear. So you have an idea that they knew what that meant.
I turned on the stone, so I guess it's always on, right? So I can always.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
you
you can
just
always
talk
just-
whenever you want.
Sending
and
stone,
then,
you can
like
just talk
whenever you
whenever.
want to actually say something.
Can
to
you
me.
hear the conversations though? As
If
or
you
can you
want
hear
me
my
to,
voice?
it should be able to, right? Oh, well, I mean, basically, I can hear your side, so I can kind of,
Okay.
I can judge the other side, I guess,
Wait,
if I
in
can hear
front of
your side. Oh, you know about the sending stones? Because I don't
That's
think
okay,
you can
I can-
hear.
I could just ask the guard that I saw Tyriel and said, is the Jarl is scared of
Oh,
cults of Zargon is what?
I got it. You can just be really annoying and repeat everything the Jarl says back to him, and then put your response. So are you saying that? Blah 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 blah. Well, what we say to that is.
So it's not a continuous stream. You have to, consciously, essentially cast sending. So it's basically, I would say that you wouldn't be able to hear everything that's going on.
No, I'd be able to hear him if he wants me to hear him when he's talking, though. Him, not the
Casting
other people.
sending, I think, has verbal and semantic.
What?
I mean, technically,
I figured it would just be like a link shell type deal where you can like a walkie-talkie type thing.
yeah, but you can't.
I think you just
with a link
touch
shell,
it and
you can't
you-
hear
and-
everything around you. You can only hear what the people type in.
Wait, what does it say? Are you on sending stone?
Yeah, when activated, a sending stone could be used to cast a sending spell targeted at the bearer of its pair. If the receiving stone has no bearer at the moment of the casting, the stone did not cast the spell and is not made aware of it. The power could be used once, after which the stone regained its magic at dawn. I'm just going to say that you guys can still talk back and forth. Because that's what they were originally meant to do.
Yeah,
is what
okay,
I mean-
so,
is
yeah.
what I originally meant them to do.
So you actually pretty much have to cast send.
You have to actually, legitimately try to talk to someone, let me put it this way, between you and Elliot.
I look at the guard that seems scared of me saying the cult of Zargon, and I do a semantic by again rubbing the back of my head near that ear and say, are you is y'all as scared as cult of Zargon as your face was? I mean, we have a cultist. Essentially, I'm trying to relay to with doing that, but maybe we don't have to go back and get. Well, that's probably too much. That's too much. Again, never mind.
You say that to him, and okay.
And then I'll add to it and just say, when we were down in the desert, and we were surrounded by cultists. We're pretty scared of them as well, so I share that fear.
The guard kind of lowers a spear, looks at you, and leans forward and says, I've never been so scared of anything in my life. Their eyes are as black as night. And I may guard this longhouse, but I feel that there's something amiss. You can tell by talking to him, like the way he speaks, is that he is actually a local person. He is someone who's lived here. He has seen the town grow into a city, and now it is, you can tell that he's feeling that there is something very wrong, but he has been hired to do one thing, and that is guard the Jarl.
I did touch my ear and said, looking at him but talking to Tyriel, his eyes are black as night, and you've seen him here in this town?
It's not just one. There's been many. But all of a sudden, you can see that the door behind him slams open.
What the hell is going on here?
You have a big orc who steps out. He looks around.
You!
The guy in the dirt.
Get the hell back to work! Where's everyone standing around for?
Are you Jarl?
So he is Jarl Wilhelm. You can tell by the garbs that he has on that he is the Jarl.
Well, I apologize for taking the attention from the guards. I told them I wouldn't leave, and look at what I done. To get my friend, Corann. We threatened to do much more, but we did really have urgent matters to speak with you. We have a cultist of Zargon, and he has that Baju. Selling it to the locals. Does that mean anything to you?
Alright, give me an insight check.
Martin, feel free to keep on at 20.
20?
Yep.
Alright. You can tell that his face is stone cold, as if nothing you just said affected him in any way whatsoever.
The only problem I have is the fact that you've broken my stairs, and you're gonna fix them.
What about the blood thistle? That ring any bells?
One second. Sorry, say that again?
What about I can see that doesn't resonate with you, but what about blood thistle? You had some of this acidic smelling black liquid, or I believe that's the color it was on them.
Alright, give me a second. Okay.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about, and you need to get the hell off of my longhouse steps before I come out there and rip your fucking throat out and show it to you while you stop breathing.
Well, they made you sound much more friendlier than the words that you're speaking now, but let's just cut to the chase and let's say that we've heard that there was a murder and that you may have some insight on this certain poison, and we thought it was the cultist, and we thought you would be interested.
All of a sudden, you can see that the people that are walking by, and they were kind of looking at you like, oh my god, what's going on? Now, they heard what you said. And they start stopping and looking at the Jarl.
Guards, get him the hell off my steps! Don't let him within 100 feet of this place.
I get louder at this.
Slams the door.
I get louder at this point and start turning to the crowd and say, "He's not going to do anything. He's going to bury the whole town with this poison. He doesn't even care."
Performance check and tell me what you are telling everybody.
Beautiful.
Performance check and tell me what you're telling everybody.
I'm really good at performance. Nah.
But I want you to think about what you're
Yep,
gonna
so I'm
say.
frozen to the solid still. I still can't move. So at this point, I'm like turning to the crowd and like telling them to come here, and then I start knocking on the door and chanting.
You can't reach the door, but you can knock on the stairs, on the wood of the stairs, or the floor.
How far away is it?
The door is about 10 feet away. You're literally you're on the stairs. The porch is about 6 feet. You're halfway down the stairs.
All right. I had to start chanting. It's so cheesy, I guess. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. The Earl doesn't care.
What's your performance check?
It was 14.
14.
I think it was something much better. On the fly, that was the best I did.
Okay. All this.
And then I'm gonna chime in and say, Tyriel, you got something better? I'm chanting, he doesn't care. I'm kind of feeling it while it's going on around.
All right.
Yeah. Give me a second.
Corann, you got anything better? Better than that?
He's underground right now. He's trying to get a.
Yeah, I'm trying to climb my way out to the surface, but
How far down are you?
I don't know how far.
About like foot and a half
foot-
down. You got air. You can breathe. You just have to climb your way in. Go.
I'll get my claws, and I'm still trying to climb.
But
I'm trying to think.
This is a really good situation. I like this situation. Makes you think.
I start chanting, one down and all of us to go. One down and all of us to go.
Ooh!
Oh, that's good. I like that.
Ooh. So you were essentially
Y'all let
banking.
us in.
You are banking on the fact that everyone in town feels the same way, that the Jarl was actually murdered, and whether they speak about it or not, that's how they feel.
Yeah. At least get a good insight out of it, at least.
Or the Jarl was at least murdered.
Alright.
I mentioned, maybe I used the stone again and said maybe you should just come. I don't know if the cult thing's gonna work.
Alrighty.
As you begin chanting, and you don't know if this is going to work. You are literally jumping out on faith to see that maybe there's some shred of evidence, or maybe some chance that everyone in this town would even consider that the Jarl could have been murdered. And as you continue chanting, you chant for about a minute. Chant, you do not stop. And all of a sudden, you see one person walk over. A young boy, about the age of 19. One down, all of us to go. One down, all of us to go. And as you stand there and continue chanting, you're getting breathless. You're tired at this point. But you turn around and there is 20, 30, 40 of the citizens of the town all chanting, one down, the rest of us to go. One down, the rest of us to go. And the number just keeps growing. All of a sudden, after about 5 minutes, the entire longhouse of the Jarl is completely surrounded by people chanting, one down, the rest of us to go. You have made yourself known to the Jarl.
I'm gonna do this just because it sounds like fun.
Bio.
I am going to,
Okay.
if you
You
allow,
just catch me up if you want. Go ahead.
No, we'll pause. Like, we're gonna hear what Corann is saying, and we'll pause. Go ahead.
if you allow this, I want to do. Let me see if I can do this correctly. This is stupid. It sounds funny. It sounds cool in my mind.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to use summon woodland beings, create 4 darklings that are half, and they're basically in hooded leather armor.
Okay.
And I command them to speak in Elvish, his chant, and to kill themselves.
What the?
Hey,
And
hey.
protest. And saying, if the poison doesn't get us, the Jarl will. And they have to speak in Elvish. So they're speaking in Elvish because they don't, that's what they speak. And when they die, everyone has to do a Constitution saving throw or be blinded. Because when they die, a huge puff of light comes up.
Yeah.
To make it look like God is going against, or Jarl is going against God.
Okay, well, let me do this. First off, how far does that stream go?
What, my spell?
Yeah, your spell after they explode into light.
It says, when the Darkling dies, non-magical light flashes out in a 10-foot radius as its body positions and other non-magical burn to ash. Any creature in the area that sees the blood light must do a DC 10 Constitution or be blinded.
Are they in the crowd or on the stairs?
Basically, they should be in the crowd because they should be right above me because I'm still buried in the earth.
Okay.
So no one sees me. No one sees me concentrating on the spell.
This could be interesting, Scott.
No one can see me concentrating on the spell. I'm underground.
No, I will agree. Now, do you have to be able to see where they go?
No. I can
No
just.
line of sight?
I don't think so. Woodland Lows.
No, because you're woodland bees, you don't need mine.
No, unoccupied space. Oh wait, that you can see within range. Damn.
That's the only thing.
All right, can I claw big, just long enough to poke my head out?
I am still going to allow you to do this
Yes!
because it would be fucking cool as shit. Okay, that's the reason
Can't
why.
cast woodland bees through a wall?
So I'm
What
gonna
is
say that you
that?
claw, like while everyone's chanting, it takes you a minute or so to claw your head out. All of a sudden, boom, you conjure woodland beings, and there are 4. What was it?
Darklings.
Darklings. Are they 10 feet apart so they can get a wider range?
Yeah. They're I summon them out and they kind of move out in random parts of the crowd.
And they're chanting in Elvish.
They're chanting in Elvish,
One
and then
down,
all of a
rest
sudden
asleep.
one yells out really loud. And in Elvish, he's gonna, if he doesn't get us, if the poison doesn't get us, the Jarl will. We will not. We will be heard. Praise be to whatever random god. And he sticks
The
a
Jarl
dagger.
will be avenged. Say
Yeah,
the Jarl will be avenged.
be avenged. He just sticks a
There you
dagger,
go.
and then he goes up in light.
I had to give you that one because it was cool.
And then, like 10 minutes later, another one does the same thing, and another ran, and then you just see sparks of light randomly. 4 random sparks of light through in the crowd, and everybody's gasping around. It's like, oh!
And all of a sudden, like as that happens, as they kind of regain their sight from being blinded by these guys fucking killing themselves.
Yeah, I know, I was loud, baby. I'm
Right
sorry.
then, all of a sudden, a major image appears. A giant red glow, 20 feet tall, 20 feet wide.
was
The
funny.
dark, glowing head of Zargon appears, pulsing and staring down at the crowd. A laugh bellows.
We're gonna do the double. We're gonna do the double head of the troll as Zargon.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what, yeah, absolutely. So all of a sudden you see this. They see this big image bellowing above them. Everyone's like. So you guys are. I mean, first I'll tell you what. Let's do this. Both you guys give me performance checks just to see how big of an impact this has. It's more of how big of an impact it's gonna have.
Hey, before we do that, can I reach? Corann?
11.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, absolutely.
14.
I reach down in the hole and I. Fucking awesome, brother. And while I do that,
Reached
I
down.
cast enhance ability.
Okay.
So now he has advantage on charisma checks.
That's charisma checks. This is a performance check. So
Yeah, I just want to
Performance
make
is
sure
charisma.
he had it. Alright, so okay, you need a
Performance is
performance
charisma.
check.
it's a charisma based, but charisma check is just a flat
I
charisma
got
check.
you.
Right. Yeah. I'm familiar with the spell.
All right, I
So
got
that will
one.
not help him, but you do it anyway. Is it a cantrip?
Yeah. No, it's a second level spell. I think.
I'll let you decide if you want to actually use that or not.
Okay, that's okay. Charisma check. Where the heck is it?
Charisma's like if I say, "Hey, make a charisma check," it does not go for skill checks.
Wait, I'm sorry. We're not. I got myself confused there. We're doing performance checks right now.
Yeah, correct. Okay, performance checks.
19.
I got 11.
14.
11 and 14. Okay.
19.
19. Perfect. All right. So I will say that when you have your guys, honestly, the rule of cool rules here. Okay. I mean, regardless of what you rolled, that was a fucking good idea. So these guys literally bursting and sacrificing themselves is just riling people up even more. And then all of a sudden, as you shoot, you display this giant head of Zargon. Everyone's like, just like absolutely freaking out, floored. And you see torches get lit all around. One down, the rest of us to go. Torches get thrown up onto the porch of the longhouse. Yeah.
I want to do one thing, Scott. Scott, I want to cast one
You guys
spell.
are all about overthrowing fucking governments, man.
Dude,
I
this
love
is
it.
awesome. Dude, I thought I was like, yeah, Unabarbers!
That was cool as shit. Okay, that was cool.
Hey,
As shit.
Scott, can I
was like-
cast one more thing?
Oh yes, you can.
I want to write in the sky. One down and all of us go.
Wait, how do you do that?
Tell me how it does. Tell me how you do it. What spell you use?
Oh
and
yeah,
how you do it.
skywriting magic.
You
I
use
would
a
use
board.
skywrite.
Yeah,
to,
Sky.
Yeah, he used it a long time
Then
ago.
right when my finger in the
Nice.
cloud that says one down, all of us to go.
Okay, so all these things culminate into the crowd becoming a mob. They are livid. Every single one of them knew deep down that something was wrong. That someone had murdered the Jarl. And so they just start storming. They throw their torches up. It starts burning. Like literally the longhouse starts going up in flames. All right? And all of a sudden, from the very back side, you hear like this really loud crowd that just gets even louder and louder. And so you know something's going on in the very back. And after about 3 minutes, you see the Jarl being just drugged by five humans, 5 humans and 1 elf, drugged into the center of the crowd and thrown down on the ground. Everyone's just leaning over him. One down, the rest of us to go, or all of us to go. One down, all of us to go. And all the guards are trying to get to the Jarl, but the mob just keeps pushing them back, throwing them up against the rafters as the longhouse just continues to just burn in an inferno. And
now you see, all of a sudden, you see the giant image of Zargon just like fade into nothingness. And you see riding over the top of the crowd, just like raising his hands, just crowd surfing, and it gets dropped right in front of the Jarl.
it's funny because I didn't even think Tyriel was here. But
Hey!
that was just such a good idea. I couldn't not do it.
He was here. He started on the way out right after Elliot said he might as well come.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean,
Yeah. And I just messaged. I didn't even see him. I couldn't turn around because my body's frozen. I was like, I think we took it a step too far.
Well,
no, not really.
so we are at 10:17. We have about 43 minutes left, and I am loving this. So what we have now, let's just give you guys a status update. You have the Jarl in the middle of a mosh pit, in the middle of this, like in front of the longhouse that is burning in just a straight inferno, laying on the ground, mangled. He's still just trying to no one's hurting him, but they're all sitting there chanting, "One down, all of us to go." I will say that after 5 minutes or so, you guys are already able to. You are dug out. You are unfrozen. Tyriel, you are right next to the Jarl. What would you guys like to do?
All right. So, right now at this point,
This is fucking beautiful, by the way. I just want to let you guys
Tyriel goes.
know. This is fucking gorgeous.
Tyriel just like starts kind of like waving back and forth, kind of like just like doing like kind of like crowd riling, chanting, looking dances. All of a sudden, his magic hand appears and starts waving a torch around him, kind of masking his movements as he casts hypnotic pattern on this guy.
Fuck, okay. Okay, so there's a lot of fucking people in this area. What's the radius of that?
It's everyone who can see it.
What's happening? Like, so tell me what Elliot's seeing here. 'Cause
No, this is
I'm not
actually
familiar with
this is
the
actually a really good segue. Okay, cool. So remind me what hypnotic pattern does.
Literally, anyone who sees it is stuck staring at it and can't do anything for
If
the
they
duration.
fail, right?
Anyone who sees it, if they fail, yeah, they can't. They're stuck staring.
Okay, so there's a shitload of people here. So I'm going to do something a little different. I am going to use a percentage roll. And I'm going to use if it is, basically it's going to tell me what percentage of the crowd actually looks up and sees it. A higher percentage is going to give a higher amount of the crowd.
I just need the crowd in the general vicinity.
Right.
So I want to
Sure.
like focus on the ones right here.
So what you probably do is you probably put it right above the Jarl, a little bit above the heads of you and everyone else around. It's probably about 6 feet in the air.
And I'm kind of like standing above the Jarl, so he's kind of like blocked from it.
Right. I like this. I know exactly where you're going with this. This is really cool. Okay. 50% of the people in the area are now stunned. They are just looking at it like, ah. So you have about like, literally if there was a circle of people around him, 50% of those are chanting, "One down, all of us to go." And the other 50% are just completely staring up. Now, hold on. I will add another caveat to this. Let me think. Hold on. Because usually what happens if you're walking by a guy in the street and they're looking up, you look up, right? So let me see how many of those 50%. Another 40%. So you have about 20. You have about let's just say you have about. Let's say a majority of the people are now looking at the hypnotic pattern. A few of them are still chanting, like maybe 10. And they're all directly around the Jarl. What would you like to do?
Okay.
That's a manageable crowd.
Yeah, that's a manageable crowd. So at this point, Tyriel kind of just like smirks at the Jarl and says, "You ready to listen?"
Give me an intimidation check.
Do I really need to?
Advantage. Sorry, advantage.
Alright, that is a 19.
You demolished him. Yeah, no. The Jarl is down on the ground, like almost like flinching because he feels like people are, whenever they're throwing their fists, "One down, all of us to go." He feels like they're trying to like hit him, and he's just so caught up in this angry mob mentality that he's just like literally beside himself and flipping a pure tea shit. So I'm gonna say that currently he is incapacitated, like what is it? Vicious mock? No, laughter.
Hideous laughter?
Hideous laughter. Right? I'm gonna say, but it's out of fear. Okay.
All right, so he
Cool.
queues up his stone. Elliot, where you at?
what has the fire from the house, like, am I able to move my legs now?
The longhouse is literally up in flames. Well, you're melted.
Okay.
You're melted. You're fine.
Okay, okay. So I'm free now? Okay.
You're free.
Yeah, so I'm,
You.
I see Corann with me as well. Corann, are you coming too?
Yeah, I'm coming.
Okay.
You kind of lean down, give him a hand, and his nails are still out, and they kind of slit your arm a little. You're like, man, put those away. You help him up. Go for it. What do you guys want to do?
Come on! I need to pass without trace!
Ooh. Yeah. So, yeah, we're gonna make our way through the crowd. And
Easily done. They're all hypnotized.
Okay, so we were able to kind of ease through, and I'm going to cast Trace. That would be...
Now, what is your goal with pass without a trace?
He's going to pass without trace, then...
It's not
then
invisibility, it's just stealth.
Tyriel is going to yell one last thing before he drops concentration, and then invisibility is all four of us.
Can you invisibility more than one person?
Yes, well, for every spell level above the Oh wait, I got it. For every spell level above, or third and higher, so I can cast it fourth, and I can get 3 people.
You, me, and Scott. That's 3 people.
Well, the Jarl's gonna be one of them. So I invisibility then.
Okay, so you're
And
gonna,
Tyriel's left.
You're gonna have to, because remember, you're also gonna have to get the Jarl out of there, and he can still talk. Right? So you remember, you only have like 10 people, right, that are actually coherent. Right? So I'm guessing you're either trying to get him out of there?
Well, okay, so basically, in order to cast invisibility, he's going to drop hypnotic pattern. He's going to invisible them and say, "There he goes! Let's get him!" And just start like charging in a direction.
And you're gonna run in that direction.
And he's gonna run in that direction right after the hypnotic pattern is like dropped.
You're gonna drop hypnotic pattern.
In order to cast invisibility. Yeah.
Here's concentration spell, right? Okay. It's a tall order.
This is a tough one.
Idea.
Go ahead.
Making sure it fits spell.
It's a really good idea. It's a really good idea.
But would it
No,
work?
I'm trying to also cause another distraction as well with Call Lightning, but I don't see where it has the audible sound to it. I don't see that one.
Okay,
I thought it
well,
people, but we'll skip that idea.
I mean, the question then becomes, what is the distraction? That was a GM hint. Go ahead. Do what you guys want to do.
No, I just a loud bang. Just enough to turn their head.
You said call lightning, right? Doesn't that bring a lightning strike?
Yeah, that one. Yeah, but I thought it had an audible sound with it, but I don't see it in the spell here.
Does it need one?
Oh, you could cast it on the like right in front of the Jarl, so it looks like the lightning made him disappear. Or
I'm giving you too many hints. I like how you guys are doing this. Keep going. Decide what you guys want to do. I'm gonna say that there's gonna be like kind of like a pause in game to where you guys can decide what you would like to do, because this is a really good idea. I'm just trying to let you see.
It wasn't Call Lightning. It was Thunder Wave.
Corann, you got some
Thunder Wave. It was Thunder Wave, not
that?
Call Lightning.
Yeah.
Was this Scott?
Each creature.
I know you've got stuff too you can use.
Yeah.
You got create water.
Corann, if you got stuff, throw them in too.
What exactly do you want me to... What stuff do you need me to do?
I don't know, do something. You're about to be invisible. What would you do in order to increase the likelihood that they think that the Jarl ran away when Tyriel yells, "There he goes! Get him!"
I'm trying to think he ran away.
Oh yeah, I want to make the crowd that just got released from hypnotic pattern think that he ran away. There might be 10% that
I summon Tidal
know
Wave.
better, but
I summon Tidal Wave. Tidal Wave the entire crowd. We get away.
but aren't we in the crowd at that point?
It depends on where he aims the spell.
I mean, as long as you don't hit Tyriel, he's fine.
Yeah. I do Tidal Wave.
All
I make
right.
sure... Wait. I make sure I am hidden first.
Well, no, you gotta cast it.
You know,
then I'll release.
I'm
Once
just
you guys
saying-
cast your spells, I release invisibility on you guys.
I am
That's
just
how it's gonna
saying.
work.
I am just saying this for future reference. That I think a tidal wave and thunderbolt combination would fucking demolish people.
That would.
And
That's
this-
really good.
Okay, just remember, I love creativity here, and that's why I'm like working with this. But that would be an epic epic.
We're gonna wipe out half the town with
No, don't do it on this. You could do whatever, but I mean, I wouldn't.
friggin'
wholesale.
tidal wave and then he thunder waves to push it even faster.
The DM would advise against the wholesale murder of an entire
We
city.
did.
Well, yeah, I can cast
say a while
tidal.
ago,
I can cast
one
tidal
man
wave and
and
water
all to
breathing.
go.
On everybody?
No, you can cast tidal wave, but water breathing's way too tall of an order. You can only cast that.
I mean, if you wanted to cast tidal wave, you could probably gonna do some.
Up to 10 willing creatures you
probably
can see
gonna
within
do
range
some
for water
damage to
breathing.
people.
10
Or if I
creatures.
use thunder wave, I could point it straight up.
But I need an
and
action.
just make a loud
Have to do
thunder.
that.
You can't do both.
Yeah.
All right, so guys, go ahead and decide exactly how you want this playthrough. Go. Sorry.
I'm gonna cast tidal wave towards the group that were just released from Hypnotic Pattern, and hopefully we're all on the same side. Because obviously we're in a crowd. I can only see Tyriel at this. I can only see Elliot at this point because he was near me at the whole start of this.
I got changing music on this one.
So I create tidal wave, and I'm guessing Elliot is in coercion through Tyriel with the stone, so he could give him a signal. And at that moment, I cast tidal wave.
And what were you casting again, Elliot?
I'm gonna cast Pass Without a Trace. I'm not gonna cast any lightning or anything, but cast Without a Trace.
Okay, so right when Tyriel hears you speak into his ear and
Sweet nothings.
tells you, and you tell him that the tidal wave is going off, he goes ahead and releases invisibility so that right when your Pass Without a Trace goes off, you guys are invisible.
Yep.
All right.
Now get him out of here!
So tidal wave, pushing people out of the way, essentially, right?
Yep.
You casting invisibility on the three of them, and you casting Pass Without a Trace to make sure that no one. Well, you have advantage on the stealth checks.
Just plus 10 to stealth.
Plus 10 to stealth. Thank you. All right. So let's do this. All right. So Corann,
Yeah.
in a split-second decision, you think that's a great way for them to get this guy out of here. All of a sudden, this just tidal wave starts from nothing, rolls up from behind you, and you stand like this as the water goes around you, just going in the direction that you push it. And it's like almost like, literally it's the whole tidal wave is just allowing you to stand there while it just pushes everyone in its path. And you hear the crowd go,
Well, technically, they can do a dexterity save if they pass.
We're not going that far.
Okay.
That's too much. All right. So, they fail. So, because no one knows this is coming. Half of them are hypnotized, for Christ's sake. Okay?
Yeah.
So it
don't
pushes,
eat that.
obviously, these guys out of the way. All of a sudden, Tyriel, you, as that tidal wave kind of like, it like actually gets part of your shoulder and, soaks you. You're like, God. Anyway, you whip it off and go, and you actually like throw your hands down and invisibility is cast on those three. All of a sudden, they're invisible. And Elliot, with your last few words, before you take off, you cast your spell.
That happens before the
Pass.
invisibility.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Elliot, you pass without a trace to make sure that you guys are gonna be able to sneak by. And Tyriel, you just hands down. All three of them disappear, and you start running and saying, "That way!" Because that makes more sense how you could do that now. So, all right, cool. So, Corann, Tyriel, Corann and Elliot, you guys are invisible, along with this Jarl who is still probably just like beside himself. What do you do?
I'll tell the Jarl, keep his mouth shut or he dies.
Give me an intimidation check. I need to make sure advantage because he's freaking the hell out.
How about an intelligence check for the Jarl?
Intimidation is with advantage a 10.
Was it?
A 10?
10. You still beat him, so you're good to go. He got a 4. So he's like, All right. So, and I'm gonna say that when you guys are invisible, you guys can see each other. Probably not correct, but whatever. So you are able to essentially rip him up and just push him forward. Make a dexterity, or not dexterity, but a. I'm gonna give the Jarl his check at disadvantage for stealth, but he gets plus 10. All right, so that's a 15, right? So he is absolutely stealthily going by as well. Give me a stealth for you and Corann too. Go ahead and see where we're at.
Don't roll a 1.
9.
Wait,
9? How do you get a 9
with your
with a
plus
plus
10?
30.
You have a -1 to stealth or something?
No, I got plus 2.
He rolled a 9, but if you get plus 10, he got a 19.
You get plus 10, dude.
Yeah, plus 12.
That's not a trace.
Oh God. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was about to say, how the hell?
19? 19?
That's better. That's better.
Okay, alright, cool. So even the Jarl, I would have given you shit if he had gotten a 1, but he didn't get a 1, he got a 5. So you guys are able to move in whatever direction you want. What are you doing? Where are you going?
They want $2 grand for that. Screw
I
that.
assume the crowd's loud, right? So we can kind of pretty much talk.
So essentially, the crowd has now dropped from their, obviously the hypnotic pattern's gone. So they go back to what they were doing before. A lot of them really don't notice the ones, because obviously one side got the tidal wave, the other side did not. And so you still hear, 1 down, all of us to go, 1 down. People pick it back up and it keeps getting louder. It's almost like they're still just pushing for it anyway.
I do just mention to the groups, I gotta get them to the guy at the tavern.
Okay.
That's a question.
All right, is that where you guys are going?
Yeah.
All right, how long does invisibility last, Tyriel?
It lasts up to an hour.
You're good. 10 minutes away. So you guys are fumbling. You're kind of having to get him, slap him, make sure he's staying coherent as you're bringing the Jarl in. You get him into the tavern. What do you do at that point? You 3 are invisible. All right. Villig, I'll say, is there in the tavern. What do you do?
Well, Elliot informs Tyriel they're going to the tavern, which Tyriel then tells the detective dude, "All right, distract them. They're coming in to go downstairs."
Excuse me, barkeep. I need a wench for the afternoon for to be bed. What? The wenches don't do that, you son of a bitch. What the hell do you kind of think you're? What do you think we're fucking running here? A fucking brothel? Get the fuck out of! And he starts arguing with them. So I will say that the wenches kick in. They're like, "You sleazy piece of crap! Blah 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 blah. You come in here and you spend your time here. Blah blah blah." So he is absolutely getting railed by these guys, and yeah. So I will say they're distracted now. You guys can definitely get in. He's gonna be pissed.
All right, we get in.
All right, so you guys bring him into the cellar with all the caskets. Yeah, caskets.
All the barrels.
Right. So you guys shut the door and obviously. So here's what you got. You throw him in there. You throw him on the ground. Let's say invisibility. You guys can dissipate it whenever. And there's one door out. There are no windows.
I take his
What
clothes.
would you like to do?
I take his clothes.
Take his
I
clothes?
strip him. He's a Jarl. He's not going to want to walk out naked. He's a authority figure. So he'll have to listen to us.
Not a bad idea.
Okay. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a it's more of a.
We still have stealth, so I don't know if that helps.
Nah, it won't help because you're actually trying to strip his clothes off.
Yeah, but you've never seen the Ninja Turtle movie where they have to take the bells off and be stealthy without making a sound?
No, Scott. No.
Oh, come on, it's a classic movie.
No, it's a fantastic movie, but no. So you guys are literally stripping this guy's clothes off. No, there ain't no. So he's gonna try to fight you. It's a push-pull thing. So Corann, give me an
I
athletics
thought he
check.
fainted or something.
Athletics check. Go.
Athletics check?
Yes.
Oh, Lord. You always make me need this stuff I'm not good
And he's
at.
an orc.
Athletics. Yay. 15.
19. No, unable to do so. Well, unless someone's helping you.
Yeah, I'm gonna help, and while
Helping
I'm
him
yelling
strip
at
a
him,
Jarl. Okay, go for it.
I'm like, strength check?
Roll another d20. No. He's gonna. I'm gonna have Corann roll another d20 for his athletics.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
And while I'm assisting, I'm yelling at the
18.
the roll. Don't
You
make
still
me
didn't
turn
beat
into
it.
a
You're by
giant
1.
constrictor.
You still didn't.
Yeah, I don't have to do athletics.
He-
I would think
He
it would
rolled
be
a
more
16
of
and
a...
a +3 for strength. He's
Wait, no, I don't have +3 for strength.
no. He rolled 16, 17, 18, 19. You got an 18.
Oh.
Right.
Okay, yeah, no, I rolled a 17 and get +1.
Yeah, right, exactly. So unfortunately, you're unable to get his clothes off. She's like literally fighting you off now.
I don't know who the fuck you guys are, but you just step off!
You know what, I'm getting tired of this.
All right, so remember, what is your mission? I need to
My
step
mission
back.
right now is to
How
make
the
him
other
naked.
Jarl
What
died.
is your goal? Huh?
Figure out how the other Jarl died.
Okay, so
Yeah.
what would you like to do? Because obviously it's easy to get into a fight here, but let's step back.
Yeah. Listen, we just need to talk. We just want to get you. Literally, just trying to take your clothes off so you can quit and leave this room.
So you
Put your
can bed,
ass there,
Tyriel.
wait for our buddy to
Tyriel's
get
not
in
here.
and just answer a few questions.
I don't care what the hell you're doing. I'm not gonna tell you anything.
Don't make me turn into a slithery snake.
Can I just waterboard him by create water?
He has to be. So remember waterboarding. If you wanted to do
Or
that,
I basically
we
want to
could
create
make
a
it
sphere
work.
of water and just put it around his head.
You have to have him down grappled. I will give you
What?
a chance to grapple him to do that.
I
Is
have
our buddy in
I have
there
shape water and create water.
You-
Shape water's a cantrip. Create water's a spell.
So let me put it this way: if you wanted to take a piece of cloth, which you definitely would have on you or can find around you, and put it over his face, and then create water so it splashes and pours on his face. Again,
Oh no, not even that. I'm just saying I'm going to create a sphere of water, and just put it around his head. I have create water and shape water.
He wants to actually
You have to
drown
both
him,
at the
not
same time.
waterboard him.
They're not concentration spells.
Why don't you just
create?
take like a bucket of water, throw it that direction, and shape it around his head?
I can, but I actually don't know if there's any water in
You
here
got
besides
casks
the beer.
of meat.
Give me a second. All right, Scott, what were you saying?
That's true.
Casks of meat
Is
is
our buddy in
basically.
yet?
What?
Is
Please?
our buddy in yet? Because he needs to question them.
I have a feeling that he ain't going nowhere when he's getting bitched out by wenches. They know exactly where he is, and I don't think he's going to be able to get down there to where you guys are. It is up to you. I'm just throwing it out there that if I'm getting bitched out by a barkeep and wenches, I'm probably getting ready to get out the door.
Gotcha. Okay, that's fair. I free inside check. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah.
Listen, I have to do it
Now,
ourselves.
now
Okay.
remember, guys, you guys have a lot of different types of skills. All right, if you can think of a creative way to utilize those skills to accomplish the goal, which is to find out what is going, like what happened to the Jarl, you can use whatever skill you want as long as you can explain it.
I just want to have him pass out, and then we can tie him up so he'll have to listen to us since the clothes thing didn't work
You're gonna
out.
have to make him pass out because he is wild.
That was
the
my
fuck
whole
away.
thing, was to almost suffocate him with the water, but
Yeah.
that, I don't know.
Can I do a?
Just turn into a Trent and choke him.
What, Scott?
I don't want to attack him. I don't want to start a fight.
You're not damaging him. You're just putting him into a sleepy state. Do you have sleep?
Tyriel does.
Tyriel's not
I know
with us.
Tyriel's got sleep.
Tyriel's not with us.
And Tyriel doesn't have sleep prepared, so we'd have to wait.
No. This is a clutch situation, guys. Come on.
Can I give a persuasion check just to say that we saved him from? Okay, I'll just say what I want to say. Look, we saved him from the crowd. Even though we started it, I understand we have some serious questions that need answered, and we'll, if you can answer these, maybe, you know, we're not here for conflict. We're here on behalf of a friend who needs answers.
Okay, so I will tell you, he is currently in fight or flight. He is beyond reason. All right? So those words would be great. You can utilize those. But you gotta give me something else that's gonna allow me to get through to him.
Well,
Let me give you some hints.
I don't want to.
Let me give you some ideas, okay? So, a lot of people may wear things that mean a lot to them, and you can kind of identify those and use that. You could choke him to death like Corann said, like drown him in meat. You could...
I go with my idea. I open one of the barrels and shape the water with it and place it over his head until he suffocates and passes out.
All right, so there's a couple of things I'm going to need you to do if you really want to do that. Do
Sure
we really
thing.
want to do that? If we do, that's fine. I just got to work.
I do. I want to do that because I don't think he's going to
Tyriel's
listen.
not
Are we cool with
technically
that, Elliot?
there,
What?
so Tyriel's not technically there yet, so...
Oh, you're not? I thought you were.
Well, no, Tyriel is about to come into the bar.
I thought he was too.
Oh, you thought Tyriel was there?
I thought you were too.
Tyriel was not invisible, so
Oh,
he
you
wouldn't-
ran. You ran. So
Yeah, I
now-
ran. I wasn't there. I was like, why do you think I was there?
Tyriel's not there yet.
No,
Oh,
but
you
Tyriel's
just told him to tell him what's going on.
So I'm going to give you like a minute and a half and you can be there.
All right, keep him occupied. I'm on the way.
So,
Yeah.
all right, so you guys got a minute and a half. All
Yeah, my
right,
back up against the door, so he can't go out.
your back's against the door, so you're guarding the door. Corann,
Yeah, I rip open a little
give me a strength check.
cave, or not. I just open one. Can I just open one? Don't they usually have taps?
This is a clutch situation, my friend. Roll a strength check.
I got you. All right,
Because we're going to make this shit epic if it actually goes down.
I got a 3.
You twist the nozzle.
You twist the nozzle
Does anything come
and
out?
hurt your finger. Ow!
Some does
get a-
come out.
You, get a
You have a
splinter.
couple of. You have about like let's just say as it's coming out. I'm gonna say that as it comes out, it is falling to the ground, and you're able to take shape water and throw it in this direction. I need you to make a attack roll,
Okay.
magic attack roll. So that's gonna be with your wisdom, since that's your modifier. I'm not gonna give you proficiency though,
Oh, okay.
because this is.
I fail anyway.
What'd you get?
Originally rolled a 4.
Okay.
And then plus everything, it would have been an 8.
You slip it, flip it his direction, and as he's sitting up because he's been laying down or like backing up, he sits up and it gets him in the face. His face is wet. That is the totality of what happened.
I say, I'm tired of this nitpicking shit. I use primal savagery and I try to attack the cask I just did to get a more amount of water.
Give me an attack roll.
I'll just actually use primal savagery. The spell, my cantrip.
All right, I've got DC in my head.
15.
15. That beats his DC for a freaking cask. So give me the damage roll. That's going to tell me how much of it you rip open.
10.
That rips, let's just say you take it, you're able to actually rip out the entirety. And this is we're going to say it's a 20-gallon drum or cask of ale. All right? So how much water can you manipulate?
5 foot cube. An entire 5 foot cube.
Entire 5 foot cube. I'm going to say that you can, I'm just going to say half of it. I'm going to say 10 gallons. You're able to manipulate.
Let me just make sure that I am correct.
But you are going to have to make this attack at disadvantage because you are throwing a 5-foot cube
Yep.
of liquid
Yep.
at this guy's face and trying to keep it around his head.
Oh, the change lasts for an hour.
Huh?
I can make it last for an hour.
Perfect, but you're going to need to direct it in the right... You're going to have to direct it.
I can also change this opacity.
So you can actually make it like light. Okay, cool.
And I can freeze the water,
Well, let me
provided
think.
there's no creatures in it.
Do I want to be a dick and give you disadvantage? You know what? Roll a cool on this one. Just make an attack roll, magic. I like this in general. This is pretty cool.
It was fun.
It's really nice. I like this. This is the D&D I love.
22.
22? Oh, you fucking wrap it around his goddamn head.
It's like, I hope you like mead.
He dies. So all of a sudden...
No, he can drink this. He can. If he can drink the whole 5-foot cube, he won't be...
He is an orc.
In a very fast... But he'll either be intoxicated and pass out, or he'll lose air and pass out.
He rolled a 4 for intelligence at this point. So no, he is not going to think, hey, I can drink this. That's the last thing he'd be thinking about in this situation. So he, all of a sudden, you rip it open, and all this mead or ale just spills onto your leg, and with 2 hands you actually like almost grapple it in your hands, right? And you throw it in that direction, and as it just kind of like flies over, you can see little just like splotches of the liquid flying off as its trajectories or its velocity is just going at this orc. All of a sudden, you see your hands pull back as it stops right on the orc's head. And you see him just go as it's wrapped from the top of his head all the way around his chest. And you move it to make sure that with every movement of his body, he is literally drowning in ale. Give me a second.
Hey, Elliot, I pickled an orc.
Orc pickler. That is his new nickname.
Give me 1 second.
Corann the Orc Pickler.
That sounds so wrong.
I know exactly how this
Pickles the
ends too.
orcs.
Hope I don't kill him.
Me too.
You guys are gonna hate me so much.
I just don't want to. I just want him to pass out. I don't want to kill him.
Okay, cool. So, a creature may hold its breath for a number of minutes equal to 1 plus its constitution, which is high. Minimum 30 seconds after you run out of breath. You survive for a number of rounds equal to the con modifier. Minimum of 1. His con is 2. 2 modifier. At the next turn, you're dropped to 0 hit points. Okay. So, he is able to survive 1 plus Constitution modifier minutes, meaning 3 minutes with that wrapped around his head. Right? So, what would you like to do?
I keep it on until I slowly start to see his body stop moving to where he passes out, and then I will disperse it.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is this, alright? I'm going to make you do a wisdom check. Now, hold on before you
I'm
do
listening.
it. The reason I'm having you do this is because wisdom is life lessons. You've seen this before, and you know what's going on, you know how to react. I'm going to make this a high DC,
That's fine.
okay? If you get, it's going to be a 18 DC.
Okay.
If you roll an 18 or above, you know exactly when to dissipate the mead or the ale and make him and he will be very viable. Okay, or like pliable, I guess you'd say.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you miss that 18,
I'm gonna kill
if
him.
you miss it, no, he will, after you run out of air, you survive for a number of rounds equal to your con modifier. He will be unconscious. And you will have 2 rounds to resuscitate him.
Cool.
Give me your roll.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this is fucking
epic.
epic.
I like this.
This is epic.
Here we go.
22.
Oh!
One thing you cannot argue with is the die roll. So,
I had a 22 and a 23.
as you are this is fucking epic. So you throw it on his face, you hold it, and you watch for his eyes. You watch. You actually are able to manipulate the water to where you can see clearly through to his face. You see his mouth, and as soon as you start to see it drooping, and him with his chest like this, you know he's about to inhale or attempt to inhale all of this ale. And you drop it. He falls to the ground
While he's doing that, I turn to Ella. Do you mind turning into a spider and like tying him up with some sturdy thread, silk thread? I have a feeling he could break any rope in here.
Oh wait, you're muted, Scott. You're muted. Mute.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. What? So he's conscious now, right?
He is conscious. I will say he's conscious. He is just, he almost drowned. So he's not like all there, of course.
It's just I have a plan for the end. I don't want to be in spider form. Yeah, I guess I could just turn to spider form, wrap them up, and then
Yeah,
I'm
you
out
can.
of spider form.
I'll say you can do
I got
it.
two shifts.
Yeah, I'll say that, it's going to take you, like a round to go, or is it a bonus
It's
action?
a bonus action for him.
To go into spider form.
Well, yeah, actually, it's a bonus action for all druids to go into a.
What about
animal
getting
form.
It's a bonus action for a moon druid.
Oh yeah, he's a moon druid, so I'm guessing it's a bonus action to go in and out.
Or I could just cast Entangle on him.
This is very true. You could cast Entangle.
Yeah, you could.
But
I
that's
know
a
it-
strength check to see if he can
It's the
get
only
out.
thing that lasts a minute.
Well, I think it's a strength check for spider threads.
The
too.
question then becomes, how long do you think you need?
Which means the
And also, guys, remember, you have an environment around you. So
Yeah,
you
we're in the
can
bottom of
ask
the bar.
him, what's there?
I still think he'll be able to destroy anything that's in the bar. At least down there where it's rotted and probably dried and aged. Then again, everything did just get soaked in alcohol.
That's a very good point.
Everything's flammable too, so I'm glad Tyriel's not here right
Now,
now.
ale's not really flammable. If it was liquor, yeah.
And
Oh,
There's no
yeah.
liquor down there?
Still, I'm glad Tyriel's not down here.
I don't know, is there?
I think there's liquor down there. I don't see why there wouldn't be liquor down there.
Why wouldn't there be?
I mean,
I think there was
I had
still
something
liquor
like
in there.
before,
Let's
right?
give me an investigation check in order to figure that out, because you have to figure out if there is anything down there.
So up to you, Scott. You get your tangle or spider form and put them in thread.
But I would prefer to wrap them up and use Entangle if needed. 'Cause I can cast it twice. Okay, 20. I rolled a 20, but it's a 21
Are you recording this?
for investigation.
What was it for
And
investigation?
he got a nat 20.
Oh, nat 20. Well, so 20. Well, what's your modifier?
1. So you
Oh,
got 21,
so it's
21.
21.
So 21? Alright, cool. Yeah, because obviously 21. It's not 20. No, there's no nat 20 in skill rules.
Is Ari here yet?
Okay, so everything around you apparently is wine, mead, and ale. But as you spin around, you see a marking, and that marking is branded into one of the sides of the casks. Now, usually, there's not a lot of liquor around the area. They stick to mead, wine, and so and so. But you do know that a lot of taverns keep a reserve. And you have found that one reserve. Now, it is 20 feet away from him, from the actual orb. But you have found whiskey.
I thought you were about to say it's that
Very
dwarven
I
liquor.
use the stone.
flammable.
I thought you were going to call it that dwarven liquor that only dwarves can get drunk from.
I could
I
have,
used
but-
my stone
I like
and
this.
I said, "Sorry, where the fuck are you?" And then said, "There's flammables down here."
Oh, well, I'm about to come in the door. So Tyriel walks into the bar.
All right. As you walk into the bar, you can see that it was about a minute and a half later. I feel like he would be actually trying to like convince him, hey, calm down, calm down. So you can tell that Villig is still, at odds with everyone in there. He's this close to the door, this close to getting kicked out, and you walk in.
Like, turns and walks away.
Perfect. And all of a sudden, like, you kind of walk in, and you're just like, oh, excuse me, buddy. And you just kind of keep on going. And all of them are... Give me a second. We got a 2 wenches and a barkeep. Yeah. Okay. So one of the wenches looks at you and says, "Hey, you know, you're with him. You don't need to be here. You need to get out of here."
Tyriel just looks at her and says, "Why?" And he just like reaches down and like, and she hears a ching, ching, ching. You really want a patron to leave your bar after I just walked in from outside? I'm sure this man hasn't done anything wrong either. You just seem like a very, very off-putting and mean woman. What are you doing to this man?
That made it hard for a persuasion check. Give me a charisma check.
Charisma?
Give me a charisma.
Charisma, that is a 4.
You still beat her. She rolled a 2. She has a 1. She's an ugly wench.
Oh, no.
God forbid. Okay, cool. So, it ain't pretty, and she argues with you. And you go back and forth bickering, but eventually she says, "Just get out of my face, you floozy." And turns back around and says, "Get out of here! Get out of here, Phil! Like, we don't want you here." Alright?
Okay, so...
Okay, so really quick, pause. Alright? 10:59. What do we, like... We have about... I'm going to say that if we did another 30 minutes, we could finish this one shot. But I need to know if you guys are okay to do that, or...
Good. It's up to you guys.
I'm good.
I'm good.
Yep.
Alright.
Fire on. Alright, go for it.
Onward. Alright, so...
Flame on. Flame on.
So at this point, Tyriel goes and sits down at the bar and says, "Give me the strongest thing you got!"
They're still arguing and bitching and trying to get Villig out the door.
There's no other...
There's no other people, like, literally. There's
Well, he just, like, looks behind
there's
him and
not even
says,
patrons.
"Oh, okay." And just walks downstairs.
Okay, fair enough. Because they're all bitching at Villig to try to get him out of here. Alright. Alright, so, Tyriel, explain what happens, because you have to open the door, and Elliot is standing in front of said door.
Tyriel comes over to the shop. "Coming in!" And Elliot hears a tap on the door.
I take his clothes off, by the way, since he's unconscious.
I love cheese suits.
You're not unconscious.
Oh, he's not?
No, he's susceptible though. He'll
Yeah, but
He's gasping for breath, so I give you advantage on the athletics roll to try to rip his clothes off.
Okay. Wait, can I just acid his clothes off with my primal touch?
Look, how about this way? Let me give you guys 2 minutes just to plan what you'd like to do, because you know what's going on. Elliot,
Okay.
you're in front of the door. Knock at the door. You know Tyriel's coming in. Corann, you just halfway drowned a guy, and this close to killing him. And you want to rip off his clothes because you are a sexist pig. So, what would we like
No,
to...
he'll have to listen to us. He's naked, drunk. He'll have to listen to our advances.
Alright, so what would we like to do, guys? I want you guys to discuss.
well,
Well, I think I at least want to throw this out there. If he doesn't talk, then as I'm holding on to S2's hilt, I said we could slip him the key and S2's gone. So we have an out.
Give me that red bottle.
that is actually a very good point. Could slip him the key, but you know the townsfolk will slip him the key if he even gets out of here.
That's true. We didn't have to do it, but I feel like S2 would love that. But we gotta find out what he knows. With all this, he's gotta talk.
That's the main thing right now. And Tyriel, let's see. what does Tyriel have that will help in this situation?
I'm still listening. I have to throw this away.
Okay.
Okay, well, Tyriel definitely has something that could make him talk.
These are so good. Oh my god, thank you.
But then we'd have to be going the torture route.
Okay, so remember.
Did you just put cheese doodle all up in my hair?
Yes. So, guys, I want
Stop
to take a step back
doing my
really
hair.
quick. Your mission is to what?
It's Carrot Top.
Find out what the poison was. And,
Well,
or not poison was, but,
Yeah, you look like Carrot Top.
there we go.
that's fine. So I'm going to remind you, your mission is to find out what happened to the Jarl. Like, find out who murdered the Jarl.
And we did that by kidnapping, almost killing, and making the current Jarl drunk.
So Villig told you that he thought that the current Jarl Wilhelm would know what happened to the prior Jarl. Okay? So your goal is to what?
Find out what happened to the prior Jarl.
Yeah, intimidate
Okay.
him.
So what do you guys want to do?
Threatened him that it's going to happen to him too.
Yeah,
I kind of like making sure that you guys stay on track. I love having you guys
No, I
kind of
like
like.
it.
Is he tied up though?
I
No,
love
not
having you
yet.
guys do your own thing, but there's something to be said about making sure that you guys are still up to date on what your mission is.
I'm going to use my claws in a non-threatening way, a non-lethal way, and just aim for his clothes with my acid.
I was about to say
damage.
You're
non-lethal
not-
way or
I
non-threatening.
mean, are
Yeah.
we? Isn't he already at a disadvantage for questions we ask him at this point?
He's drunk.
Give me a no. He's not drunk.
I
He
thought
should be.
I thought you said that if
He was
He's tied up
choking.
though, right?
Yeah, choking on lots and lots
It
of
takes-
alcohol.
I thought you said that if he beat the 18, the guy would be susceptible to questions we asked him because he got it to the perfect
Because
point
he's
where he
to
was
the point
about
where
to
he
be.
is desperate and doesn't want to die. So yes, actually, I agree. You're right.
In that case, I don't need to take his clothes off.
So at this point, we just need to ask him a question. So Tyriel
Now,
will
and-
approach him.
Any question you ask him will be intimidation.
Okay. Yeah. So
Okay.
Because
the
he
best
is
intimidation.
currently scared shitless and almost died.
Would I get advantage since I'm the one that did it?
Just give me something else and then yes. Give me some other reason that you're intimidating him and yes, I will give you advantage.
I just unsheathed my claws and literally hoist him just above his junk.
Sure. Okay. That would make me say, fuck my life, okay? What would you like to say? Now, give me an intimidation roll and tell me what you'd like to say. Don't tell me what your roll was until after you're done speaking to him.
Okay.
I love the RP version of D. Oh, like the RP stuff in D&D. That's like my jam. Like, this is even better than battle to me, alright?
We're gonna ask you a few questions and you're gonna listen.
Eyes.
I'm gonna ask you a few questions and you're gonna listen. Or you're gonna lose little Petey here.
Had to go with little Petey, huh?
What happened to the previous Jarl? How did he die?
He's up on his wee-wee.
What?
I was telling him he's up on the wee-wee.
And you can tell that, like, when you hear his inhaling, you can tell that he's aspirating. You can tell that there is some beer still, or ale still in there. You can hear the bubbling. So.
Is he
Oh,
dying?
I
Can
killed
have a
him.
medicine check?
I don't know, it depends on what you want to do. He is currently unconscious. I'm going to give him the same benefit of the doubt that I give you guys when you're done.
Okay.
He's an orc. If he falls down to 0 HP, he comes right back.
Yeah. Yeah, he's some orc. He only goes down to 1.
He's drowning, for Christ's sake.
He's an orc.
I don't know.
I don't
He's
give
an
a
orc.
shit.
He's
Right,
got
you
the
made him
fighting.
orcs.
He has fluid in his lungs, okay? Now, what did
Can
you
I
hear
use my
him
medicine
say?
Something Zool.
Yeah.
What did you hear him say?
Yeah.
Something with
definitely.
Zool. Something to do with Zool. I have no idea. I couldn't understand the word he said. I go tell you're here now, right?
Mhm.
I go tell Tyriel to go. He's light enough to jump up and down his chest. I mean, to do CPR.
I don't think it would kill an orc or crush his chest.
No, not Tyriel, but it would help. Get something to.
The guy's 80 pounds, for Christ's sake.
I know.
Yep.
Just
so Tyriel
enough.
goes and starts jumping up and down on his chest. Go! Wakey, wakey!
All right, give me. This is so
that.
fucked up. Okay, give me a medicine check. Oh my god.
Wait, are you wearing a
I'm saying
robe
that.
so with no underwear?
I
So
can't believe
you're
I'm
giving him
saying
like
that,
a little
Scott.
peep
I
show as
can't.
you jump up and down.
Yes.
Because you are literally doing this to help him.
And you said that was a.
Medicine check, and I got DC, so go ahead.
You got DC, so I got 12.
Just met the DC. I was kind of hoping he would die. All right, so I will say that you jumping up and down his chest, you cowboying his chest. No, so you jumping up. You literally just imagine
Team
Tyriel,
Ramrod.
this robed, like 100-year-old guy, 80 pounds,
Wrinkly
jumping up and
testicles.
down on the chest of a fucking orc. And
No, he's doing backflips like a trampoline. Woo!
oh my
He
god.
would be.
He
Tyriel
probably
would be.
He probably would.
I'm glad you did that medicine check.
So anyway, the orc is alive. He all of a sudden gets this last bit of ale out of his mouth and pushes Tyriel's legs when he's up in the air. Tyriel, you fall down across him with your legs laying
Nope.
over him.
Tyriel casts Featherfall and
There you go.
just lands right next to him. You ready to talk, big guy?
I would say thank you.
Oh, don't thank us. That crowd outside's probably gonna rip you apart if you don't talk.
So give me. I have to have some type of. Okay. All right. I'm gonna give this, you guys, that he is literally ready to talk now.
I'll tell you. What do you want?
What happened to the old Jarl?
He was murdered
Who murdered him?
in Seoul.
And Zool. Who's that?
Oh, hell no. In Zoo? You mean that fucker from back at the crossroads? I'm talking about years ago.
North's Edge, bitches.
Yeah, that guy. Where is he?
Desert.
What did you have to do with the Jarl's death?
I'm a plant.
How do we
I'm a
find-
plant. I'm a plant!
All right. How do we get to the? How do we get to?
How do we get to the desert that he's at?
In Zoo.
Nizul?
Little goblin. He's the goblin in the very session.
Last I heard, he's at North's Edge. That's all I know, I swear. Just let me go. Let me go.
Alright.
And he starts bawling like crazy.
I reached to the hilt of S2, aka the key.
And I've got to ask this, because this is probably the last thing that's going to happen in this game. What do you do?
I look at Tyriel, waiting for an approval or denial, or
What'd you do?
Whatever.
And I look at Corann.
I'm good with it.
And Zoom. Should we slip him the key?
Either slip him the key or let him go
With
free.
that evil freaking face, and one just slicks, move it right across the neck. And just to leave it, like, I'm just gonna leave it right there in the throat, just for S2 as her memorial.
Is Cat here?
And
No, but she can listen.
I just wipe my hands and just walk out.
Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum.
Yeah.
Wow, boys.
Elliot, what is your alignment?
It was neutral. It was complete neutral. It was true neutral. Now it's probably changed a bit. I hang out with the wrong people, man.
And we will figure that out on the next session of Dungeons and Dragons.
Legends
There you
of the
go.
Hidden Temple. Bum, bum, bum.
Woo, motherfuckers. Holy
He said,
shit.
he said in Zoom, and he was part of the plan. That's all I need.
Holy shit. That was
The thing you
epic.
guys have to remember, though, is I've been after in Zoom from day one.
Right, so, by the way, just so you guys are aware, all the shit we were doing, right? Like that whole dungeon crawl stuff is done. We're done with that, okay? We're moving on. So, let me go ahead and, hold on, let me stop the recording here.
Oh, that's good stuff, boys.